Welcome to Alpine Daily for our Monday Family Devotional. This month we are talking about honesty, choosing to be truthful in whatever you say and do. Our Bible story for this week comes from the book of 2 Kings, chapter 5. And in this Bible story, we meet Gehazi. He is Elijah's trusted servant, and Elijah helps a high-ranking official in the area. And when the official comes back to greet him with gratitude, he wants to give him some gifts or a payment, but Elijah's not interested in that. He doesn't receive the payment, and Gehazi observes all of this, and he doesn't really like the idea of not receiving payment. He's kind of greedy, and he ends up lying to receive valuable gifts from this official. After the official leaves, he runs after him and makes up a story telling him why he should receive these payments. And then when he returns back to Elijah, Gehazi is asked about these gifts, and he lies again to cover it up. Since Gehazi can no longer be trusted, he loses his health and the gifts that he wanted so badly. He ends up with leprosy when he leaves the presence of Elijah. And this story really highlights what we're talking about this month, about honesty. And our bottom line for this week is that when you're not truthful, you lose trust. And we talked yesterday about how when you say one thing and do another, the next time you go to say something, it's going to be harder to be believed. And when we look at the memory verse that we have for this month, it is from Proverbs. And if you recall, it says, "An honest person has respect for the Lord." So as we talk about this honesty virtue, we know that when we choose to be honest, it shows respect for God. But as we learn from our Bible story today, there's more to it than that too. If we choose to lie and cover up lie after lie, we find that people are just not going to believe us, and that when we're not truthful, we lose trust, and it's really hard to gain that back. So this discussion questions that we have for you, I think they're really great and they're really practical. So families, take some time to really work through these, because honesty is something that we all deal with. We know that from time to time, little white lies sneak in there, or exaggerations get in the middle of our stories. But it's really important that we choose to be honest, because that's what the Lord wants. And we know that that's what helps our relationships. So for kids, the question is, what are some reasons that people sometimes lie? So maybe you could talk about some of the scenarios that maybe you even talked about in church yesterday. We heard a story about a girl who moved into her neighborhood, and she told some lies to maybe gain approval from her friends. That might be an example, kids. So talk about some reasons that people sometimes lie. And then parents, why is it easier to build trust the first time rather than regain trust once it's been lost? And we learned this from Gehazi. He was not going to be trusted again, and he really lost everything in the process. So honesty, let's talk about this week, families, and hopefully we can take one step further to being trustworthy in our pursuit of God.